Hello everyone! Welcome to Cherry Clips. Today I will be sharing a movie named Love and Lies. In the future world, the Japanese government carries out a program to increase the birth rate in their country. Their program analyzes gene information from its residents and selects a marriage partner for them. The minute you turn 16 years old, a boyfriend will be assigned to you. The boyfriend is carefully chosen. He's not only handsome, but also well educated. If you are willing to follow this regulation, you will get a good amount of state subsidy. Amy is an ordinary high school student. She'll be 16 in a few days, and she's looking forward to the partner chosen for her. Roy has grown up with her. He has had a great affection for her ever since she kissed him on stage when they were little. Roy spoils her a lot. Because she has a hard time making decisions, he buys both flavors of ice cream, then shares them with her. However, Amy takes him as her best friend. She anxiously awaits for the government to assign her a boyfriend. Soon enough, it's her 16th birthday. Roy asks her out around midnight, then he expresses his love to her. He tries to kiss her, but Amy pushes him away. Just then, a boy walks toward Amy with a bouquet. He is the government-assigned boyfriend, Simon. Roy wishes Amy happiness and walks away. Simon hands over the bouquet and invites her on a date the next day. He acts like it's a mandatory procedure. Amy's a little upset about his cold attitude. As stated in his profile, Simon's father is the owner of the biggest hospital in Japan. Simon will inherit the family business in the future. Amy is amazed that the government-assigned boyfriend is of such high quality. She feels so lucky. When Amy introduces her family, Simon holds her hand. They go out and walk around hand in hand. Simon pulls Amy into his arms. When he's about to kiss her, he stops and questions her about her relationship with Roy. Amy explains that they're just friends. Simon doesn't care about her explanation. He will obey the regulation and marry her, but he is not interested in her. Then Simon leaves without saying goodbye. Amy is frustrated. This is not what she expected. Amy's classmates find out that Simon is born into a rich family. They envy Amy a lot. But Amy hides the fact that she doesn't get along well with Simon. Simon dates her regularly, but he pays no attention to her. When they climb stairs, he's way ahead of Amy. When they go shopping, he goes out without notifying Amy. To impress Simon, Amy wears a blonde wig. Simon doesn't even notice her change. Amy asks him if he has told his friends about her. Simon says no. This time, Amy can't hold it anymore. She says if this is a burden to him, he doesn't need to date her. Amy walks home alone. She encounters Roy in front of an ice cream stand. Roy listens to her troubles. He encourages her to express her feelings first. Amy goes to Simon's home and visits his parents. His parents warn her it's not easy to be a qualified daughter-in-law. She must learn hard to match Simon. Simon overhears their conversation. He is angry that they want to manipulate Amy. He drags Amy out. Amy is quite happy because Simon protected her and called her his girl. Simon finally opens up to her. His life is arranged by his parents. He considers Amy as part of the arrangement. That's why he's cold to her. He didn't mention her to his friends because he has no friends. He has no one to talk to. Amy proposes to be his friend first. Simon says it's not possible. Amy thinks Simon denies her, so she walks to the bus with disappointment. Suddenly, Simon stops her and kisses her affectionately. She's not just a friend. She's his girlfriend. Since then, their relationship has gone well. Amy tells Roy the good news and thanks him for the suggestion. A government observer catches them together. He advises Amy not to hang around with other boys. Roy's 16th birthday is coming soon. The government will assign a girlfriend to him as well. Therefore, it's best for them to keep their distance. Amy takes Simon to pick up a birthday present for Roy. Simon is unhappy. Amy realizes he's jealous of Roy. Although Simon never says he loves Amy, Amy knows he's serious now. Roy gets his assigned girlfriend's message, but he's still obsessed with Amy, so he doesn't meet his girlfriend. Instead, he celebrates his birthday with Amy and Simon. Amy introduces them. They have a good time together. Something catches Amy's interest in a shop. Roy knows her well. He encourages her to go inside and have a look. Simon also asks her if she needs something, but Amy denies. Simon means to go ahead, but Roy stops them and persuades Amy to check inside. It turns out that Amy's interested in a toy cat. She runs to the toy cat and takes a good look at it. While Roy and Simon are waiting outside, Roy challenges Simon. Roy knows about Amy's every move, her thoughts and pain, but Simon doesn't understand her at all. They almost get into a fight when Amy stops them. Simon decides to pursue his dream by going to medical school in another city. Before he leaves, he takes Amy to a temple. He bought the toy cat Amy saw in the shop earlier. When she opens the toy cat, there's a ring inside. Simon proposes to her formally. Amy is dazed by his sudden move and says yes. They begin to prepare for the wedding. In a wedding dress store, Simon ignores Amy's preference and chooses for her. Amy is cheerless and upset. She goes to buy ice cream as usual. The owner tells her Roy always bought 2 ice creams because he knew Amy liked both flavors. Amy is moved by Roy. The last step of the wedding preparation is to visit Simon's parents. But Simon is reluctant to do so. He wants to keep his parents out of this. No matter how hard Amy tries to persuade him, just to seek the blessing from his parents, he won't compromise. Simon notices the pills that Roy dropped. He picks it up and is shocked after discovering the truth. So he meets Roy and expresses concern about his illness, confirming that the medicine he's consuming is anti-cancer drugs, right? It turns out that Roy suffers from a tumor cancer and it's in an advanced stage now. Simon says his dad knows some expert surgeons. Let me send you to treatment. I'm not caring for you, just that I hope Amy doesn't cry her heart out because you die. Roy begs him to keep the secret from Amy. I've been good friends with Amy for many years. Even if she treats me as a normal friend, she will still be sad when she hears I've been diagnosed with incurable cancer. I don't want her to be sad. He tells Simon all of Amy's habits and asks him to take good care of her. Simon needs his father to write a recommendation letter for Roy, for the purpose of sending his rival to get his treatment overseas. His father agrees to help him only if he obeys his order and becomes the person in charge of the hospital. Simon has no choice but to accept the offer. But this conversation was overheard by Amy, who was just stopping by to seek confirmation of their wedding from her future father-in-law. After thinking back to the words that Roy said the other day and what Simon has said today to his dad, Amy realizes how thoughtful Roy was and how much he had done for her. She's really missing the old days where Roy spent his time with her. But Simon also sacrifices himself by inheriting his family business without his own will. What should she do now? Who should she pick? Before she could make up her mind, her wedding day came. Simon says he realized Amy only had Roy on her mind and not really expecting to marry him. But he is seriously falling in love with her now. In order not to let her down, Simon will discharge their relationship by law so that she can pursue her true love. Amy can't hide her feelings anymore. She feels terribly sorry for Simon, but she decides to go after Roy. Amy catches catches Roy in the airport and she expresses her love to him. She wants to be with him no matter how difficult the situation is, no matter how much time he has, just like how he had loved her previously. Roy vows to love her forever. They hug and the story ends. Wrong. Roy fails in recovering from his illness and eventually dies. Simon appears and asks if she still wants to continue their relationship. Only then, the story ends. After watching this movie, we understand that if you are able to love somebody and you get cancer, miracles will happen in pursuing your dream girl. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.